And then I'll let me share my screen. And there. All right, can everybody see that? Can you see it, Jessica? All right. All right. Getting back to the basics. And here's, I'm going to just talk about 3 things with this, and it's connecting with others, finding your why, and we're going to about setting goals. And that's, to me, the finding your why and setting goals is pretty key. Going back to the debate, it's like the post that I posted today on the OneTeamOnePlexus that said, going back to basics strengthens your foundation. That, I thought that was awesome. So one of the main reasons I wanted to talk is because if you look at any successful business out there, the main area is, especially network marketing, and this is not just for network marketing, it's business in general, is you don't know how to connect with others, you're not going to be successful. But if you can't connect with others unless you know how to connect with yourself. I know I struggle with that in my 40+ years, and I've learned so much in the last probably 15 due to actually getting counseling, training, and all that. So that part there was very key to me. So when you connect with yourself, yeah, as I said, I'm going to talk about feelings for a little bit, which is kind of very, if you know me, I'm kind of a touchy-feely, huggy type of guy. So I wear them on my shoulders. So bear with me. So if I start crying, especially after Ronnie's testimony, might have some tears rolling, but that's all right. But anyway, the couple ways to do this is being able to notice your feelings and name those feelings. And what I mean by that, just remember, like, for instance, a while ago, while I was signing up that ambassador and my preferred customer, I was very anxious because I knew that I was being late to my meeting, and I hate being late to anything. So I could feel myself getting overwhelmed. I could feel my shoulders and neck starting to tighten up and get tense, and get that little brow sweat going because I'm nervous because I'm trying to be 2 places at once, and I'm worried about people, letting people down type thing. So then, I don't know about you, but that's when I start bashing myself with negative thoughts, and it's just a downward spiral. However, that was the old me. I was able to take a stop and take a moment, take a breath. I acknowledged that feeling because I recognized it and identified it as being anxious, and I was able to tell myself, hey, you're anxious, just basically get through it and it'll pass. So by being able to notice your feelings and name it, now you got to learn to accept it, that your thoughts and emotions that you're having. And like I said, this was one of the hardest things for me because growing up, men didn't show emotions. Men, that was just something that you didn't do. Behind closed doors, yeah, you probably go cry yourself and suck your thumb in the corner type thing. But in the general public, you didn't show emotions at all. So when I would have emotions, I would think there was something wrong with me type thing when I was little. But I just learned to accept it and move on. However, my grandpa, he finally told me before he passed away that needed to rub dirt on it and suck it up, but your feelings and emotions are never wrong. And that stuck with me ever since I was in high school. That they're your emotions, you're not wrong, regardless of what somebody tries to tell you. When someone tells you, don't quit being a crybaby, quit doing that they're your emotions, you're not wrong. So, however, how you react to them, that's what's on you. So just remember that you don't need to do anything to fix it. Your feelings are simply, pay attention just how you react to them. So once you learn how to do all that, and here's the key thing that where I talked with Lori and them. By being able to notice your feelings, name it, and accept them, now you know what your strengths fully and honestly are going to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I don't know, you guys, do any of you know your strengths and weaknesses? Have you written them down? If you haven't, I encourage you. That's my assignment for this week for you and everybody that's on here. Make a list of your strengths and weaknesses. Put them somewhere on your bathroom mirror, your refrigerator, your car, steering wheel, next to your monitor. Put them someplace that you see them daily. And I encourage you, when you see it, say it out loud. Every time you see them, say what's on that list out loud. Because once you start saying it, you start hearing it. And once you hear them, you'll start believing them. And once you believe, that's when you can make your change. And I mean, I'm talking your strengths and weaknesses. That goes for both. So if you have a hard time figuring out your strengths and weaknesses, every one of you probably have that friend that is the blunt, honest, tell you to your face, not scared of any repercussions. Mine is my cousin Missy, and almost every one of you have met her. She ain't afraid and ain't scared of nothing, especially when it comes to helping. She thinks, helping you type thing. But I encourage you to sit down with that said person and ask them straight up, say, hey, what are my strengths and weaknesses? And tell them, be honest with you. I bet you'll be amazed and shocked at what they tell you. So this is a daily process. I mean, connecting with yourself is something that's daily. It's not something that you can do every once in a while. It's something that you need to do daily. And so by doing that, I'm getting wrapped up here. It entails focusing on your feelings is basically you're letting go of the judgment and knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, one step, thought, and feeling at a time. And if you think about it, by doing that, by knowing your feelings and focusing on them, it's protective. It actually protects you from depression, anxiety. Just like a while ago, I could have let that spin out of control and been all verklempt type thing. But by doing all that, I recognized and I was able to keep it from spinning out of control. And I honestly feel by doing that, it lets you know, this kind of goes into the next one, what's your why? Why did you join Plexus? What was your decision for joining? There's some examples I have there that are bulleted. This is, the standard. Some for extra income. Some of you might have done it to quit your real job so you stay home with your kids. Some to lose weight and get healthy, or as probably 98% of the people that join Plexus at first, is to get your products at wholesale prices. And I know mine has, I'm sure everybody on this call has, my why has changed several times since I've been in Plexus. And that's a good thing, and it should, because your why should change when your goals change. But by knowing your why, it'll give you the drive to succeed. It's your passion to make things happen, and it's the reason you set goals. So, and everybody in here knows setting goals is essential in anything you do, not just business related, everything. And so by setting your goals, it helps you, at least quit it. Sorry. The goals can be health related, personal, financial. They don't have to be Plexus related. However, I encourage, I'm sure everybody here would want to do a Plexus related goal, and it could be anything. Just like your strengths and weaknesses, and your sorry, I forgot what. Your strengths and weaknesses. Sorry, write them down and keep these where you can see them as well. Seeing them every day will help you keep you on track. I encourage you also to send your goals. Let your upline and downline. I mean, not just your upline needs to know about them, but your upline and downline are going to help you be able to stay on track. And write them down. Make sure you definitely write them down. Because just like the little tag says there, it's a dream until you write it down, and then it becomes a goal. I loved that one. I thought that was really cool. So that's why I put it on there. And basically, goals that you write down and see on a daily basis are much more likely to be achieved. And I can attest to this because that's what I did last week when I didn't hit a lot of ambassadors, but I did go double silver last month. And that's what my goal was to sign at least 6. I was wanting more, but I settled for 6 because I wanted to go silver, 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 but I got silver and silver. But by having that goal and my upline keeping me on track, I met it. Just let you know that the sky is the limit, and that's why I say don't limit your goals to just little bitty things. Granted, don't shoot for the moon, but keep them, dream big. And when you're doing your goals, create the SMART goals. And I don't know if you've ever heard about SMART. It's specific, measurable, achievable / attainable, realistic, and timely. And by specific means, what exactly do you want to achieve with this goal? Make sure you're clear, concise, and it's tangible. Then measurable, how will you know when you have achieved that set goal? If it's a Plexus type goal, how many ambassadors you sign, hit a number, how many preferred customers, how many customers, or is it a PV goal? Put something on there that you can check off once you hit it. And then make sure it's something that you kind of have control over. Make sure it's achievable. And then realistic, make sure it's applicable to the place that you are in your life right now. Don't shoot for something that's way out of your means that you'll never hit. So then that just basically is a downfall and you get discouraged type thing. And then make sure you make a timeline to that goal. And it could be daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, 3 to 5 years. Just make sure you have a timeline on it. And by doing that, you'll be able to find your way because you've decided on a goal, you've attached a strong why to it, and now you can make an action plan and go forward and make it happen. And here's a little deal for Henry Ford: whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And as my dad always told me, can't never did anything. So we were not actually allowed to say that word in our house. So, and then this last slide, this was Jennifer Poole, our diamond upline on Melissa's side. This was from one of her trainings that I went to, and it's stuck out, and it's something that I have on my computer, and I just thought I would share with you guys. It was awesome. So she's all about passion. I don't know if you've ever been to any of her trainings or hear her talk. She definitely has passion. So she basically says, you allow your passion to become your purpose, and it will one day become your profession. So that is all I got. I know I'm hoping you got some good stuff out of it and help you reach your goals and maybe make new and bigger and better ones. I know I did. And I'm going to stop sharing and I'll open it up if anybody has any questions.
Hey, Carl, I missed it because I had a phone call.
Oh, you're breaking up. Oh, you're breaking up.
Yeah, that's what I've been struggling with all night. Yeah. Get a copy of this.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'll put it out there on the back of this presentation, and then I'll add this to the recording as well that you can share if you'd like. But I'll definitely put the presentation back there for you guys.
Okay, thanks.
That'll be good.
Yeah, the strength and weaknesses information came was straight from Lori Harrison, and that's where that came from. The other stuff was from my research, and then just I had a lot of that on hand from my other trainings that I've done outside of Plexus. So, but anyway, anybody got any questions?
I thought it was good and good timing because I think, especially with the leaders retreat, it's so easy to lose sight of our why because we get so involved into the competition. And I think that was, none of us would ever set family aside. We wouldn't put anything first. But I think what I went through was a sadness to let go. And when I stopped to look at it, it was because I was into the competition, you know, and I had to step back and look at what my why was. And my why is actually people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm past the stage of staying home. I'm past, you know, all that. I enjoy being able to stay with grandkids, but my why is people don't have to be in pain anymore, you know, and it's so easy to lose sight of that when you get into competition. Competition's good, but you want to, and once I focused on that, it was much easier to let go.
Yeah.
But I thought that was good and good timing.
And you coming on and talking before, when you started talking what you were talking about, I was like, oh, that's going to fit right in. So that was perfect.
And as soon as you said that, I was like, okay, God, you're talking to me.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, he was talking to me when I got told that I was going to take over for Lisa, and I was like, man, what am I going to talk about? And after Lori's meeting that next morning, I woke up, it was like a light bulb, and it was very, very good.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah. All righty. I'm going to stop recording now, unless anybody has any questions that we need to capture. We're good? All right.